Hi, I'm Dr. Sophia Jain. If you're a man over 60 and you've been noticing some changes, maybe your energy feels lower, maybe your performance isn't quite what it used to be, or maybe you're just not waking up with that same spark anymore, then stay with me. Because what I'm about to show you isn't a gimmick, it's not a pill, and it's not something you'll find in the usual men's health aisle. What I'll show you is a natural method that's been quietly used for decades, a method that helps restore blood flow, boost performance, and reconnect you with your body in a way that actually feels good. And it starts with two ingredients that most people would never guess: castor oil and baking soda. Now, before you roll your eyes or think, "That sounds too simple to work," I want you to hear me out. Because this method isn't about masking symptoms. It's about targeting one of the most overlooked causes of decline in older men: restricted blood flow in the lower pelvic region, poor nerve signaling, and silent inflammation. You see, as we age, our blood vessels start to lose their flexibility. The tissues in our lower abdomen, including around the prostate and the base of the penis, can become stiff, undernourished, and inflamed. Over time, this reduces circulation, weakens hormonal signals, and slowly chips away at both performance and confidence. But castor oil, applied topically with a specific blend of baking soda, has been shown to naturally reduce inflammation, open up blood vessels, and support healthy tissue recovery. It's a method that takes just a few minutes a day, but it works in a deeper way than most people realize. And when you combine it with the right mindset, simple nutrition, and a repeatable rhythm, it becomes something powerful, a ritual that reawakens the parts of you that never stopped wanting to be alive. I'll explain the exact method step by step. I'll show you why it works, how to do it, and what to expect. But before we get into the how, I want to tell you about something that happened to one of my patients, Larry, 68 years old, retired auto mechanic, used to fixing engines, but struggling to fix his own. He came to me embarrassed, frustrated, convinced that it was too late for things to change. He hadn't felt anything down there for over a year, and intimacy with his wife had become a memory. I introduced him to this simple method, guided him through it, and within just a few weeks, he said, "Doc, something woke up. I feel like I'm warming up again, like I'm back in my body." Now, I don't share that to give you false hope. I share it because I've seen it happen again and again. And what's most surprising? It's not just the physical results. It's the way these men start standing taller, sleeping better, and speaking with more conviction. That's what happens when you restore not just blood flow, but belief. So let's get into it. First, why castor oil? Castor oil has been used for centuries in natural healing. It's deeply penetrating, rich in ricinoleic acid, and known for its ability to reduce inflammation, soften tissues, and improve circulation when applied to the skin. But here's the key: when you apply it to the lower abdomen, especially in the region between the navel and the pubic bone, it begins to affect the entire network of blood vessels and nerves that support male sexual function. This isn't about taking something by mouth and hoping it gets where it needs to go. This is direct action. Local, focused, and powerful. Now let's talk about the baking soda. Why mix it in? Baking soda, when used properly, helps neutralize acidic buildup in the tissues, allowing the oil to penetrate even deeper. It also gently stimulates the lymphatic system, helping to move stagnant fluids out of the tissues. The result? Reduced puffiness, improved circulation, and a subtle detoxifying effect. In short, baking soda helps clear the way so castor oil can do its job better. But it's not just what you use, it's how you use it. And this is where most men get it wrong. They think they can just slap it on and move on. But what I teach is different. It's about slowing down, reconnecting, making this a daily ritual instead of a rushed task. Because when you give your body attention, it starts giving something back. Let me walk you through the steps of the method now. Every evening, yes, I recommend evening because that's when your nervous system is winding down and you're more receptive to healing. Take about a tablespoon of organic, cold-pressed castor oil. Place it in a small bowl. Add a small pinch of baking soda, about the size of a pea. Mix them until you get a slightly creamy texture, not too thick, not too runny. Then warm it gently. You can do this by placing the bowl in warm water for a few minutes. Do not microwave it. You want warmth, not heat. Once it's warm, lie down comfortably. I usually suggest propping up your knees a bit with a pillow to relax the lower abdomen. Apply the blend gently to your lower belly, the area from your belly button down to just above the pubic bone. Use slow, circular motions with your fingertips. Let your hand be firm but kind. You're not scrubbing or rushing. You're signaling to your body, I'm here. I care. Let's heal. Now breathe. Slowly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your body relax. Let the oil soak in. Stay like this for 10 to 15 minutes. No phone, no TV, just stillness. If you want to go deeper, you can place a warm cloth over the area to help the oil absorb further. Some men even wrap it with a soft towel and relax longer. But even if you just give it 15 minutes, that's enough to begin the process. And here's where things get interesting. Most men report feeling warmth not just on the skin, but from inside. Some describe it as a pulse, a gentle hum of energy returning. That's blood flow waking up. That's tissue starting to respond again. I remember a man named Jerome, 74, who told me after doing this for just 5 nights, it's like something shifted. My body feels less old. And that's exactly it. When you care for your body in this way, it starts remembering who you were and still are. Now, this is just the beginning. Because what you do after the application matters too. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to amplify the results. We'll talk about the foods you should be eating in the hours after the method, why timing matters, and how certain nutrients can lock in the benefits you've just created. Stay with me, because if you're ready to really reclaim your vitality, this next part could be the key you've been missing. Now that you know the basic castor oil and baking soda method and how to apply it the right way, let's go deeper. Because what you do before and after that evening application can either amplify the effects or quietly cancel them out. That's right, some of the most common habits that men fall into in their 60s and 70s, like late-night snacking or skipping hydration, can actually stiffen the very tissues we're trying to loosen. Let me explain what I mean. After you do the application at night, your body enters what I call a repair window. It's when your nervous system is calming down, your digestive system is no longer busy, and your blood flow can shift into areas that normally get ignored. But if you follow that with sugary snacks, alcohol, or even certain over-the-counter medications, you're working against the flow. You're adding inflammation instead of reducing it. So I want you to think about the 3 hours before bedtime is sacred. That might sound dramatic, but it makes a real difference. During those 3 hours, eat light. Choose foods that are easy on the body, like lightly steamed vegetables, a few slices of avocado, or a warm broth. Avoid heavy meats, bread, fried foods, or anything processed. And drink plenty of water, but stop about 90 minutes before bed so you're not waking up to use the bathroom. Your goal is to go into that castor oil session with your body already shifting into repair mode, not fighting a food coma. Now let's talk about what to add in the mornings, because healing isn't just about what you do at night. Mornings are the perfect time to gently activate your blood flow again and reinforce the work you did the night before. And one of the best combinations I recommend? A glass of warm water with half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and just a pinch of baking soda. Yes, that same baking soda we used with the castor oil. But this time, it's going inside the body to help balance your internal pH, reduce inflammation from within, and promote circulation. Apple cider vinegar helps improve digestion, supports your liver, and triggers a mild thermogenic response, which gets your blood pumping. The combination is gentle, but powerful, especially first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Drink it slowly. Not chugged, not cold. Warm, soothing, like a message to your body that you're starting the day with purpose. You can follow that with a light walk. 10 to 15 minutes around the block is enough. The goal isn't to break a sweat. It's to move the lymph, stretch the fascia, and remind your muscles they're still needed. A lot of men stop moving because they think movement has to be intense. It doesn't. It has to be intentional. Now, let's talk mindset for a moment. Because I've worked with hundreds of men over 60, and I'll tell you the biggest obstacle isn't physical, it's mental. It's the story in your head that says, it's too late. That story kills more potential than any diagnosis. I want you to shift that story right now. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You are rebuilding, reawakening, restoring. And if you need proof, just listen to your body after a week of this method. You'll start to notice subtle changes, better sleep, fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, more sensation where you thought there was none. One man told me, "Doc, I haven't had dreams in years. Now I'm dreaming again." That's a sign of deep nervous system repair. That's progress. Let's revisit Larry, the retired mechanic I mentioned earlier. After 2 weeks, he wasn't just feeling physical changes. He started reaching out to old friends again. He fixed up his old motorcycle. His posture changed. His voice had more edge. Because once circulation returns, it doesn't just go to your lower body, it goes to your brain, your heart, your spirit. Now, let me give you another optional tool that works beautifully with this method, magnesium oil. This isn't something you ingest. It's a topical spray that delivers magnesium directly through the skin. And it works perfectly on the feet or the back of the neck right after your castor oil session. Why? Because magnesium is one of the most important minerals for vascular health, nerve signaling, and muscle relaxation. And many men over 60 are unknowingly deficient in it. When you spray magnesium oil on the bottoms of your feet or on the base of your skull, you're calming your whole nervous system. You're telling your body, let go. Heal. Breathe deeper. Just 4 to 5 sprays is enough. You might feel a little tingling, that's normal. If it stings, dilute it with water or coconut oil. Okay, so far you've got the method, the morning routine, the repair window at night, and now this optional magnesium oil addition. That's a full daily rhythm. But I want to give you a bonus technique, and this one is surprisingly simple. It's called core tapping. Every morning or evening, after your castor oil or after your vinegar water, I want you to take 30 seconds and tap gently with your fingertips around your lower belly. Use both hands. Think of it like knocking lightly on your own door. Hey, time to wake up in there. This tapping stimulates nerve endings, encourages blood flow, and activates the internal fascia that supports the pelvic region. It sounds silly, but it works. Your body responds to touch, especially deliberate touch with intention. This is about bringing awareness back to an area that's often ignored for years. Let's be clear, this method is not a quick fix. It's not something you try once and expect fireworks. But after 10 to 14 days, you'll feel a change. After 30 days, you'll be living in a different body. And if you keep going, you won't just get better circulation, you'll get back your presence, your fire, and your quiet power. We're not done yet. In the next section, we're going to talk about deeper recovery, how sleep, posture, breathing, and even certain thoughts affect male performance after 60, and how you can train your nervous system to support full recovery from the inside out. There are things you've been doing automatically, like shallow breathing, tight jaw clenching, and poor pelvic posture that are blocking blood flow without you realizing it. And once you learn how to correct those, the results from the castor oil method become even more dramatic. Now let's talk about something that most men never connect to blood flow, but once you hear it, it's going to make perfect sense. I'm talking about posture, breathing, and nervous system habits. These are the invisible forces working behind the scenes every single day. And if they're out of sync, no amount of castor oil or supplements will fully work. But once you bring them into alignment, that's when the real recovery begins. Let's start with posture. You see, when a man hits 60, it's very common for the body to shift forward. Shoulders hunch, the belly drops forward, the head leans out like it's reaching for balance. It's subtle, but it adds up. That forward posture compresses the lower abdomen, tightens the pelvic floor, and restricts blood flow to the organs down there, including the prostate, bladder, and, of course, the key vessels that control performance. So even if your heart is pumping just fine, the blood can't get where it needs to go. What's the fix? It's not standing up straight like a soldier. It's realignment. I want you to think about stacking. Stack your ears over your shoulders over your hips over your knees. When you stand, gently tuck your pelvis, not too much, just enough to activate the lower core. And when you sit, don't collapse into the chair. Sit on the edge, feet flat, spine long. That alone opens circulation by inches, and inches matter. Now let's add breathing. Most men over 60 breathe like they're stuck in traffic, shallow, rushed tight. But healthy performance needs deep, rhythmic belly breathing. Every time you take a full inhale through your nose and let your belly rise, you're massaging the internal organs. You're moving lymph fluid. You're telling your body we're safe. We can repair now. Try this right now. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Let your belly expand, not your chest. Hold for a second, then breathe out through your mouth for 6 seconds. That exhale is the magic. It triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest, digestion, blood flow, and yes, arousal. Do this for 3 minutes each morning and again before bed. No equipment, no side effects, just breath. And here's the connection to castor oil. When you apply that oil pack at night, pair it with this slow breathing. The combination tells your entire system, we're in healing mode now. It's like hitting a master switch. That's why I call it the foundation, not just a method, but a full body signal. Now let me introduce you to a real patient, James, retired police officer, 71 years old. Strong guy. But he told me something I've heard too many times. He said, I feel numb. I'm alive, but I don't feel like I'm living. For him, performance wasn't just about blood flow, it was about identity. Who am I if I don't feel like a man? James started the method just like I taught you. Oil, baking soda, apple cider vinegar. But what really changed him was posture and breathing. Within 2 weeks, he wasn't just feeling more energy, he said he could feel emotion again. He laughed more. He even cried once and said it felt like a release. That's the nervous system rebooting. That's healing. Now we need to talk about one more silent factor that blocks circulation, and that's tension. Not the kind you notice, like back pain or tight calves. I'm talking about microtension, jaw clenching, but squeezing, toe curling. These small, unconscious habits tighten the fascia and restrict blood flow every time they happen. And guess where most men hold tension without even realizing it? The pelvic floor. When the pelvic floor is tight, it restricts movement, sensation, and blood supply to everything around it. It's like a kink in a garden hose. Water still comes in, but nothing flows out. That's why I recommend adding one simple movement to your nightly routine. It's called the pelvic tilt. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Gently rock your pelvis forward and backward, like you're tipping a bowl of water toward your belly and then toward your tailbone. Do this slowly for 1 minute. This isn't a workout. It's a signal to release. Combine that with your breathing and castor oil application, and you've got a trifecta. I know this sounds like a lot, but remember, it's not about doing it all perfectly. It's about creating a rhythm that tells your body, I'm here. I'm healing. I'm back. Now let's bring everything together. You've learned about castor oil and baking soda as a powerful natural method. You've seen how apple cider vinegar plays a key role in internal balance, how posture and breathing unlock circulation, and how even the smallest daily choices can shift everything over time. But now we need to talk about what it takes to keep going, how to move from a short-term fix into long-term vitality, because real transformation doesn't happen in one night. It happens through rhythm, through showing up, even when no one's watching. Let's start with the most common mistake I see. Too much, too fast. You might feel motivated and want to apply the castor oil pack every single night, drink the baking soda mix twice a day, change your entire diet overnight. But remember, healing is not a sprint. It's a rhythm. I always tell my patients, don't think of this like a project. Think of it like tuning an instrument. Gentle adjustments, consistent practice. So here's the optimal rhythm I recommend for men over 60. Start with the castor oil and baking soda pack 3 nights a week. As your body adjusts, you can increase it to 5, maybe even 6. But always give yourself one rest night to let your body integrate the changes. For the internal mix, 1 glass of warm water, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, taken once daily in the morning. If you feel bloated or have loose stools, drop the baking soda to a pinch. It's a tool, not a race. For movement and breathing, aim for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. That's it. Posture checks, pelvic tilts, belly breathing. These are quiet but powerful rituals. No gym required. No equipment. Just you and your body working together again. Now let's talk about food, because what you eat either supports this method or works against it. I'm not here to take away your favorite meals, but I will say this: sugar, alcohol, and processed meats are the biggest culprits when it comes to inflammation, poor circulation, and performance decline. They constrict blood vessels, burden your liver, and interfere with nitric oxide production, which is key for strong, lasting blood flow. So if you're serious about this method, start crowding out the junk. Not by starving yourself. Just add more of what works: leafy greens, beets, olive oil, wild salmon, avocado, pumpkin seeds, walnuts. All of these support blood flow, hormone balance, and cellular repair. Here's one food tip I give my older male patients that they always thank me for: roast a tray of beets once a week. Add olive oil, sea salt, and thyme. Eat one small serving every day. Beets are nature's nitric oxide booster. Within 2 weeks, you'll feel the difference. Now, beyond food and oil, I want to address something deeper: mindset. Because I've worked with hundreds of men in their 60s and 70s, and I've seen something they all struggle with: shame. That quiet voice that says, "It's too late. I messed up. I waited too long." If that's you, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not too old. Your body remembers how to heal. Your nervous system remembers how to feel. And your cells are waiting for a signal that it's safe to come alive again. And that's exactly what this method is. A signal. Not a punishment. Not a lecture. Just a daily message from you to your body: I'm here. I care. Let's heal together. Let me share one last story with you. It's about a man named Victor, 66 years old, former contractor. Big hands, strong build, always the one helping others. But when he came to see me, he was quiet, tired. He said, "I've lost my fire." We started slow. Just the oil, just the breathing, then the baking soda, then food changes. 6 weeks in, he told me something I'll never forget. He said, "I didn't just get my performance back. I got my dignity back." And that's what this is really about, isn't it? Not just blood flow, not just function, but freedom, vitality, pride, knowing that your body still belongs to you, knowing that it's not too late to feel strong, connected, and fully alive. So if you've made it to the end of this, I want to leave you with one final routine. I call it the evening reset. It takes 10 minutes. Do it 3 times a week. Here's how it goes. Step 1, warm a small amount of castor oil between your hands and apply it to your lower abdomen. Lay down on a towel or old t-shirt. Step 2, sprinkle a pinch of baking soda on top. Press a warm wet cloth over the area, then place a dry towel over that to hold in the heat. Rest quietly. Step 3, close your eyes and breathe. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. Feel your body drop into safety, into stillness. Step 4, after 10 minutes, remove the cloth. Wipe gently. Sip a small glass of warm water or herbal tea. Stretch your spine, roll your neck. Then go to bed. No screens. No stress. Just gratitude. Your body will do the rest. Dr. Sophia Jain here, reminding you that healing doesn't happen in the noise. It happens in the quiet, in the care, in the small, consistent choices that say, "I'm worth the effort." You don't need a miracle pill. You don't need to chase youth. You just need to return to yourself. And this method: castor oil, baking soda, vinegar, breath, posture, rest, this is your return. Simple, ancient, powerful. You've got this. Your body is listening. Your blood is flowing. Your energy is coming back. Let's walk this path with strength, with wisdom, and with patience. Because the best years of your life, they're still ahead.